Hi, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Friends in the Wild podcast. We're so happy you're here. If you are new here, welcome. We're so glad that you're listening to our voices right now. And if you're returning, I hope you've missed us because we've missed you.
Sure they have. Obby. Hey guys! I just feel so much better this week than I did last week. I was editing, the podcast last week,
Yeah.
and my vibe was just so down in the dumps. And I'm really sorry for that, but I'm back and I'm better. Probably not than ever, but I'm better than I was,
Right, right, right.
And that's all I can do. I can just show up.
That's all.
That's what I'm
I love that you just said that. The best you can do is
doing.
just show up. Who are you quoting when you say that?
Me.
Oh,
It's an original quote.
I actually thought you were quoting Claire Crawley from The Bachelor.
I really couldn't remember who said it, but I know I knew it had been said.
You knew that someone had said show up before.
No, she just needed someone to show up for her on that season.
Seriously. And her dad
That's
said to her, the best that you can ever do is show up. That's always the first step.
And 30 guys showed up and she was ready to go home after week 2 with
Yeah.
Dale. And then they broke up. So,
He stopped showing up for her.
he showed up and then showed himself out the door.
Okay.
So,
Anyways, we have a very exciting
rabbit
episode.
hole. Whoa. Sorry. That was
Anyways,
too much.
we have a very exciting episode, from my perspective at least, planned for today. But before we get there, Mally, what have you been up to? Oh, well, first, tell me what you've been up to, and then I'm gonna guess what you did this morning at the crack of dawn.
Okay. Funny you knew I did something at the crack of dawn. So basically, obviously I had to work a little, but I've been off of work, so this is my 6th night off. So I go back
Ooh.
tomorrow. We're recording on Monday, and I go back tomorrow. I have the Sunday scaries, the Monday scaries.
Yeah.
But I've just been doing a lot of chilling, really. I went to my first in-person yoga class at the loft. My mom went with me, and we had a really good time.
Did your mom like
She
it?
Yeah, she did. And it was a little bit different than the one we did at the park. So it was more interactive. We had blocks and these pillow things and blankets that we used. And at the end, you got a lavender pillow for your eyes.
Oh, that's
It
so
was really nice.
nice.
I thought of you. I was like, Elsie would love this. Um, and then, oh my gosh, I kind of may have done a small day in the life on Saturday. I have not edited it. I don't know if I'll post it, but I went to the ultimate thrift store antique place I've ever been to in my entire life. It's called Hudson's General Store in Kingsport, Tennessee. If anyone is ever interested, it's literally 3 buildings, 4 stories. It is insane, and it is so cute. They have a little candy spot, and then they have children's toys, but it's packaged as if it's vintage stuff, but it's new
Oh,
products. Yeah, I have to take you. You're gonna lose your mind.
I know. I can't believe
But
I've never even heard of that before.
well, it recently opened. It's not
Oh,
been open. I think I overheard the lady saying that it was the first J.C. Penney's. That building was. It's so
ever?
cute. I'm pretty sure.
That's crazy.
Or at least in Tennessee, it was one of the first. A
Yeah.
pioneer J.C. Penney. But it's honestly insane. And me and mom spent forever in there. We just had a little day. We had no
Yeah.
agenda. We went thrifting, eating,
So fun.
shopping. And it was really nice. So I've just kind of been relaxing, enjoying the fall vibes.
Yeah.
The day after I get off of work, from my 6 on stretch, I feel like a new person. I'm re-entering society. Hey guys, the air feels crisper, fresher, the sun is brighter,
So
my
what day was
mind's
that?
fog is
That was
a
like
little less.
Tuesday or Monday?
That was Wednesday. Well, my first full day off was Thursday. Yeah,
And how was
but
that 6 days?
6 nights. I was off Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
live in the world of night.
Yeah, I forgot about that. You're
Yeah, I think so.
nocturnal. You're
It's
nocturnal, you
annoying.
sis.
Yeah,
Um,
unfortunately.
so that's so awesome. I was greatly enjoying the photos you were sending me.
Yeah, I was
Um,
texting you the entire time. I would stop on one story and have to send you, like, 3 videos.
what's your favorite item that you bought?
I don't wanna tell them yet.
Oh, okay. We don't have to.
Now guess what I did today at the butt crack of dawn?
Okay, so we were talking pre-episode, pre-recording, and Mally said something, something, something. I put my makeup on at the butt crack of dawn this morning, and I was like, why were you up that early? And she said, I can't tell you until we hit record. So here we are. You're caught up to the current moment, and I'm gonna guess that you looked at a wedding venue.
No.
Oh.
Let me briefly give you a wedding update. We had a faithful fan ask for one.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, it is literally going so terrible. It is awful.
She's about to just give up. She's about to give the ring
No.
back.
No, I'm keeping also, me and Clon had the conversation, like, if we ever get divorced, if this does not work, I'm keeping the ring. It's mine now.
That could not have been a serious conversation you were having.
I mean, but literally, like, I'm keeping the ring. It's mine. I love it. He's
That
like,
should flatter him. He like picked it out, you know.
yeah, he was like, absolutely not. I was like, no, it's literally mine.
Sell
I'm
it.
so
You could at
sorry.
least sell it on like Facebook Marketplace.
I love it. I'll just wear it on my right hand.
Yeah,
It's
good
so
thinking.
cute. Anyways, I'm being a little bit sarcastic, guys, promise. But no, I will be keeping the ring. Um, what was I saying? Oh, a wedding update. As soon as I get my hopes up for something, it goes down the toilet. I either have people not answering me, they'll like answer me once, and I'll send them, hey, can I schedule a tour?
Mhm.
No response back. Or I find out, like, I'm just gonna, um,
Oh,
that's a little foreshadowing. I was going to do this place in Knoxville, and I found out that it was in a very unsafe location,
oh,
and I
really?
was so excited about it, yeah.
Which
So I'm
can you tell me what
literally
the botanical garden?
yeah, Knoxville Botanical Gardens. Apparently, it's, like, super shady
Is it
where
in
the area is.
East Knoxville?
I guess, I'm not really sure
That's
directions.
crazy. I want to look it up.
So, I was so excited for that, and now it's just down the toilet, and I'm literally back to square zero.
Wow.
And I'm just kind of ready to throw the towel in and go to the courthouse. I'm not even kidding, because I'm just over it. Nothing's working out, and everything that could be, like, a potential candidate is literally such a huge sum of money that I do not wanna spend
Yeah.
for what my objectives are,
Mhm.
for, like, what I picture my wedding to be, or, like, the logistics just don't line up. So, if you all literally love me at all, send me venues. Not
Yeah.
even venues, just, like, places to have an event,
Yeah.
or just build me something.
You're really in desperate need.
Yeah, it's October.
Well, you can
Like,
always get married at in your front yard. You can always, which actually that sounds like stupid, but it would be really pretty. You could get married in our studio. You could get married
oh,
um
do you know
at
how many guests that would hold?
0.
None.
What's the point? It would be a private ceremony.
You don't worry. It'd be so private. No one even knew it happened.
People can watch through the tiny window.
Photographer can't
We
fit.
can live stream it. It can be a
Okay.
podcast episode.
Just getting a little sketch. I'm sorry. Like, I do have standards, you know?
Just literally live podcast your wedding. That would be
No,
so
like,
funny.
I kind of do have some standards that I'm trying to go with,
Yeah.
and a podcast wedding just isn't really one of
Have like literally have a podcast themed wedding. So
yeah.
fun.
Anyway.
Well, it will all it will all work itself out. And if worst comes to worst, you can just go to the courthouse, get married, and then, in a couple years, if you've like saved up some cash, you can have a big party.
Yeah, it's just the wedding industry is insane, and I didn't know that because, like, I don't have someone close to me that has gotten married recently. Like, I feel like I'm one of the pioneers right now. Pioneer's my word of the podcast, not um, and I just don't know what to do.
Yeah.
So, I'm feeling a little defeated, but I'm sorry. I'm making this podcast about me, actually. This is my last thing I'll say about me. What I did do today is we went and volunteered at Bristol Motor Speedway, which is like the hurricane headquarters,
Oh, nice.
for donations that are coming in. And it is literally insane because none of it is government led. Like, FEMA's not doing anything with that organization. We went through United Way
Mm.
to volunteer, and there's like a warehouse at Bristol Motor Speedway, and there's 3, like, huge warehouses, and when I tell you there are pallets on pallets on pallets on pallets of donated items that the
Oh,
communities
wow.
have brought in, and to know that, like, nobody is benefiting from this at all
Yeah.
is insane. Like, I mean, I can't even begin to describe, like, they would bring in a pallet full of donations, and we would have to just by hand take it and put it with, like, first aid, shampoo, conditioner, and then people would come in and shop, and they have lists of things that people need, and they would come up and literally just they had, like, 30 18-wheelers, I think, coming today to
Oh
load
my
up and take
gosh.
stuff. Honestly,
Wow.
like, I feel like when we recorded the last episode, we didn't really know all of the extent of everything that
Mhm.
has happened. And, like, it makes me wanna bawl my eyes out every time I
Yeah.
think about it because, like, there's still so many people missing, and I can't imagine, like, if our town was just completely wiped off the map, like,
Seriously.
literally our neighboring towns have been, and just the lack of resources and the lack of concern from our government that has been shown. Sorry, I'm going to throw a little bit of shade. It's just very disheartening because people like, I watched an interview of a mom and her 7-year-old son, and mom and dad were both killed in the flood, and she had
Oh,
to watch it
wait.
all happen.
I saw that. I saw
And,
that.
like, how do you even move on,
I know.
you know?
No, you
Like,
never do.
wake up the next day is what
Yeah.
I'm saying, like,
Yeah.
literally go on
Do
at all.
anything else in your life. Yeah. My brother
So
has been going. He's gone like 3 times this weekend. And brought stuff to people over there, and
yeah,
it's like really, really horrible.
right.
Terrifying.
So we're just continuing to pray, and, like, this is not just something that, you volunteer the week after, it's, like, years after. These towns have to rebuild literally from ground zero, so
Yeah.
it's going to be such a long process, plus we have another hurricane hitting in Florida this week, possibly, so
Yeah. One of my
kinda
friends'
just
um parents, she's from Florida, and
mhm,
her parents are supposed to come this weekend, but she doesn't think they're going to be able to because they live like near Orlando and it's coming straight for Orlando, and they don't think they're going to be able to come, which I'm like, they got to get out of there anyway.
I was
You
about to
might as
say,
well just
just
come.
come on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But I don't know what anyway. So,
hopefully something happens and this one gets deterred or something,
yeah. I
or
hope
the
so.
impact is not as bad,
Yeah, it
but
almost seems like there's no way it can be, but you don't
I
want to
know
say
it's a
stuff like that.
Category 5 right now, so
Yeah. Um,
anyway, that's enough about me.
yeah. Yeah, totally enough about you. No,
Unfortunately, guys, if you all just, like, don't like LG, this is not the episode for you.
I don't know. We've gone 16 minutes and 30 seconds without talking about me.
So, click off now.
Now's your time to hop off. No, I'm so proud of you for being a philanthropist today,
Oh, thank
donating your
you.
time and energy. What are some items that people can donate?
So, from what I've heard is they need manual breast pumps because they don't have water. Mothers are having
Interesting.
to breastfeed their babies because that's all they have.
Hmm.
And winter items because it's starting to get cool at night and it's getting even colder in the mountains. So, like blankets, sleeping bags, things of that nature, camp foods, stuff like that, can openers because a lot of people are sending like non-perishable items, but they can't get them open. So, anything you can think of to send is gonna help. Like,
Yeah.
you can't go wrong really with anything. And some of the stuff I saw today, I was like, holy cow, how did they like? I saw ostomy care items, and I was like, you wouldn't think the regular person would not think of that, but like, if that was you
Hmm.
and you lost all your care items to care for your like medical condition, You would
Yeah,
feel just so helpless.
definitely.
So, if you donate anything,
Yeah.
there was grills donated. It was crazy. Propane tanks.
It's like people, it's really kind of um a silver lining, a very small silver lining of this horrible, horrible thing is like people, you can tell people just like want to help and they do whatever
Right.
they can even think of
Yeah.
to do. So,
Mhm. Yep.
anyway,
And if you can't afford, you can always volunteer.
yeah,
It costs nothing except your time.
yeah. So anyway, moving on to some much less serious topics. Um,
Ew.
we're going to talk about me just at large, but before we do that, I want to talk about what I've been doing recently. So, since we last chatted, we being the podcast, not you, Mallie. Not you.
And no, this would be the last time we chatted. Would be the
No,
last time.
it isn't.
Wait, pause. This is something I'm gonna tell you. I just need to give a relationship status, like
Yes,
where we stand with each other each week.
between the two of us.
And it's not well. We're not standing on a solid, firm
We're kind of
foundation.
we're kind of distant right now.
Yeah, and it's not my fault. I'm just saying, like, I have the receipts that I can post. Laura Grace has not been answering me. Oh, you wonder why our socials are dry? You wonder why you haven't heard from us? It's because she's dry.
It's
The
because
lady forgot how to
I
text,
am busy. I
and I'm not.
have stuff
Full-time
to
job.
do.
Oh, wow. Wow.
That's all I
So
have
you
to
just
say
think
about it.
everyone else is irrelevant? No one else has
How does
things
that
to
how
do?
does one thing translate to another?
I have stuff to do, but I still make time for you
I
and
have
our podcast.
I have no apologies to make.
Well, you
Uh,
need to do some self-reflection after this.
okay.
Anyways, back to
I'll
what you've been
consider
up
it.
to. Tell us why you're so busy.
Well, I've just been like school is kind of like amping up, and that's why I'm so busy, and also like clubs and just all the stuff. Um, but this weekend, my family has been in town, and also I've been working, so I don't have to work on the weekends because I have so many weekend plans because I'm so social and booked and busy. Anyway, my family came this weekend. I just said that in a really weird way.
Again.
Weekend. My little cousins are on fall break, and my mom and some of my little cousins and their parents and my dad and my brother came to get me, and then we went to DC and just did some like fun touristy stuff, and it was fun to like see them seeing stuff for the first time. And we rode the metro, which I think is always so fun to figure the metro out. So that was kind of fun. It was a little bit stressful because no one was helping me. Not my brother, not my parents, nobody. I was figuring it out for all of these people. But anyway, it was really fun. It was kind of fun to figure it out. It was a nice challenge. Um, and anyway, so we just had a really fun time and then came back today and I had contracts and, back to the grind. But there's one other thing I was going to say. Oh, um on Thursday of this week, Friends in the Wild Friday Eve, if you will, my brother finds out whether or not he passed the bar.
How is it time for that already? I feel like
I
he just did
know.
it yesterday.
Well, he doesn't, I'm sure.
Yeah, I
But
know. He's probably like
um
the longest 2 months of his life
yeah,
or however long
seriously.
it was.
Um So, you know, hopefully we'll have a very happy weekend. If not,
Oh, I'm sure you will.
I know the only reason I'm saying that is because I feel very confident that he passed. And if he didn't, I'm probably gonna like have you delete this episode and take that out,
The
and then
whole
we'll
thing down.
repost it. So,
Okay. Hopefully that
hopefully,
doesn't happen
I know because
for
that
my
would be
sake, not
a
for
lot
him.
of unnecessary actions. But
Yeah.
anyway, so we have a very exciting weekend coming up. Next weekend is also Heritage Days in Rogersville. And of course, always so excited for that. It's the best weekend of the year. And
No,
then
literally. Wait, pause. I was driving downtown today. You know, the tree that we love downtown, it's turning. It's turning yellow.
it's going to be perfect.
I really hope so because if that tree's yellow, Heritage Days is set.
It just feels like Heritage Days.
I love hair. And I don't even like it's just like something in the air.
I know.
It's just a good time.
It it
We'll have
is.
the cruise in the night before,
Yep.
and then Saturday, it's go time.
Yep.
But then I have to work
Um,
Sunday. So,
do you like
yeah.
Sunday night?
Not.
Okay. Um, well, yeah. I mean, I just like I couldn't be more excited for that weekend, and I'm so glad that I'm able to come home. So, yeah, I'll be catch me with a foot-long corn dog and crazy fries
Oh,
and
yeah.
a huge tea that I'm gonna get refilled all weekend and miscellaneous homemade crafts this weekend.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah. I'm
and
pumped. I'm
then
jamming.
after Heritage Days weekend, that Tuesday is my 23rd birthday, and that is going to be the topic of our episode.
We are celebrating LG's 23rd birthday, which is literally insane.
No, I don't like it at all, actually.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
I
I was
just
thinking
like
about
go ahead.
my sister turns, her birthday is very close to yours. She will be 27. She'll be 3 years from 30, and I'm gagged by that fact.
First of all, you need to do the TikTok that's like, "I'm 25, she's like 30." And she goes, "Kylie, I'm 27." It's
Yeah,
so
I do
funny.
need to do that.
You really need to do that on her birthday, actually.
Because 3 years from 30 is literally, like, retirement age.
No, it's freaking me out that Addison is gonna be 27 and, like, that my older brother's
I
gonna be
know.
27, and I think we talked about this
I know.
last episode, but
It's
that
insane.
that does not sit right with me at all.
Which means, like, we're only 4 years behind her, so we're
No,
vicariously turning 30
I'd
also.
really rather not talk about it. I
Well, we
remember
are, because that's the whole
vividly
point of this episode.
I remember vividly a birthday, of, like, mine and Addison's. 'Cause is hers the 14th?
13th.
Okay. I knew it was, like, right before mine. Um, we went to eat at, one of the Mexican restaurants in town. Do you remember this? It was over Heritage Days weekend, and we celebrated it was the day of her birthday. And I can't remember how old she was turning, but it had to be, like, 15, 16.
I
And,
don't know
like,
if I remember this.
that just feels like it was
Like
a
yesterday?
couple years ago, you know? But
I know, it's crazy.
it would have been over 10 years ago.
The fact that we graduated high school 5 years ago
Yeah. The
is
fact that
shocking.
we can remember things that happened 5 years ago seems crazy
It's
to me.
impressive.
The fact that we can
Um,
remember things that happened, like, 18 years ago.
no. It actually makes me so sad.
No, I should be 8.
Yeah, precisely.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, though, you're turning 23, which is not
Um,
bad, it's your Jordan year.
yeah, I mean,
You're gonna ball out this year.
I really prefer my Taylor Swift year, I have to be
I
honest.
know. Sometimes we've had this conversation before. Sometimes I love when I remember my age and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm only 22.
Same.
And then I feel like I always forget it by the time, and I only start remembering it like a month before I turn my next stage.
Yeah.
Then I get sad. I'm like, dang, I didn't even really soak in being that young.
Okay, that's so true. That's so relatable what you just said. And I never really like fully recognized that I do that, but yes. I forget how old I am for like 6 months out of the year, and then by the time I
Yeah.
remember it, I'm about to be
You're
23.
you're already older,
Yeah.
and you lose the whole aesthetic. Like, 22,
Yeah.
Taylor Swift. And, like, your birthday's a great reminder for me, because mine's just right around the corner, so
Yeah.
I'll be really soaking it in. Unfortunately for you, you
You're
didn't have the
you're
reminder.
so welcome for that.
Thank you.
So you're going to see Sabrina Carpenter at 22.
Yeah.
Wow. I'll never
Yeah,
do
you just
that.
spoiled the news.
I can never say that. Oh, sorry. I think we've
No.
already talked about that. About how I can't go.
Oh, maybe.
Anyway, um
So, basically with this episode, we have chatted way entirely too much. But I'm gonna kinda do, like, a little interview with LG. I only have a few questions, and then she's gonna give us her rosebud thorn of being 22. Maybe this will help you soak it in for one last week.
you're so right. Couple more days.
This is actually kind of sad.
I know.
Um, so
So,
my first question
okay.
is describe your perfect birthday.
So,
Turning 23, like you're 20,
oh,
what
my
would be the,
23rd. Okay.
yeah, not like 6.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna say something that's like completely different from what it will actually be, so I won't like have high expectations. You know what I'm saying?
And that's the key.
That's
The
the key.
bar in your mind needs to be on the ground.
Exactly. And it never is because I'm plagued to always have high expectations.
Me
And you
too.
are too. That's just like a thing about us. Like, especially, this is probably Ryan Morgan's least favorite thing about me because he can tell me a plan or anything that's going to happen. And in my brain, I'll convince myself that it's somehow going to be better
Then what it
or
is.
like that there's going to be a surprise involved that he didn't tell me.
Isn't
Now,
that the worst feeling ever?
I will say he frequently like pulls it out. He frequently comes up with a surprise or something. So I do have to give him credit for that. But anyway, my birthday in particular, yeah, kind of that's always been the vibe. So I'm gonna say something that's very far removed from my actual life. I think I would have to say at this time in particular, I'm always kind of getting an itch to go to the beach because it's getting a little bit cool, you know. So I want to have one more like hot time period. So I would say I would be at a beach in like a Caribbean island. I'm gonna go with one I've never been to before. Um, Actually, I've kind of been wanting to go to Key West, so I'm gonna say that. I would be there with my family and you and Ryan and Colin, so that Ryan has a friend since they're besties.
They are, it's like the hip.
And oh, that reminds me, we have something to talk about after this episode. But anyways,
Uh-huh.
um, so yeah, and I think we would wake up. And I love group activities, so we would all go on a walk together. Everyone would go on a walk. And I would have at least like 10 minutes of individual conversation with everyone there cuz so that I can feel like I've really connected with everyone through the day, except for Colin cuz he's just like his
You're
time
over it.
his time could yeah, to
You're not
prove
the girl.
to prove that I'm over Colin. I don't want
To
to.
hold yourself back. To not remind yourself of how things used to be. Keep the peace.
It's
Thank
true.
you. I appreciate that. It's very respectful.
His 10 minutes would be like 10 bonus minutes with you and also him there. You know what I'm saying?
Right. You all could talk about me in my
Of
presence.
course. What else would we have to talk about? We actually, whenever you guys were about to get engaged, we had a lot to talk about. But now it's like you're engaged, like
Conversations died
there's
down.
there's no secrets, you know. So,
Right. So,
anyway, so yeah, I think it would start out with a walk, just come out so I kind of feel a little bit productive. And then I don't. This is really tough because there's just so many things you could do. I think I would go out on a boat, maybe like a sailboat
mm,
adventure, something I've never done before. That could be
I
fun.
like that.
And maybe just like piddle around the rest of the day and but somehow not feel like I'm being unproductive, like get
Yeah.
rid of the feeling of unproductivity from my brain. And then probably do the whole like go take a shower, get ready, go to dinner. And maybe like at dinner there's definitely going to be some live music and maybe
Mm,
like we all like have like a little dancing like fun night and then maybe like there's like what's it called, spontaneous karaoke or something, just something like crazy,
yeah.
just something like a little bit
Something
to spice up
whimsical.
the night. Exactly, whimsical is a good word. And then we go to bed, and then sleep in as long as we want the next morning.
Mm. Watching a good movie
Yeah,
at night.
yeah,
I love it. Well, I think that sounds like a lovely day, and I'm just really glad I'm included because I want to experience that day as well.
I know it sounds pretty fun.
Okay, what is one thing you learned about yourself this year? A cliche, but I feel like you kind of had a big year.
Yeah.
So,
um okay, this is what I'll go with. I'm gonna say something that I have always wanted to do is live by myself and kind of like, well, move away and live by myself and just kind of like prove to myself that I can do it, because it is kind of scary. Even just the thought of like moving away, not knowing anybody, it's kind of
Yeah.
scary. And I knew, sort of knew a couple people here, but that's pretty much what I've done here. And I just kind of am proud of myself for that. And I think I've learned that I can do things that I previously thought were difficult, because
Mhm.
not that, I had always like taken the easy road or anything up until now, but I don't feel like I had done anything, that was that
Very
kind of like,
challenging.
yeah, that everybody doesn't do. I
Mhm.
kind of, I have more confidence in myself. I don't know if this is something I learned, but I have more confidence in myself to trust that I can do things, even if it's not just like the normal way of things. Like I can, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you can do something that's hard that not everyone can do,
Yeah,
and
and
you
I
should
think,
have confidence for
I
that,
think everybody can probably do that, but anyway, I just have more confidence in myself in
which
that
is great.
area,
Especially
if that makes
getting to
sense.
our age, like, you kinda need to be very secure in your I just feel like
I
we're
think you're
getting
frozen.
can you see me?
Yeah, I just started being able to hear you, though. What'd you say?
Hold on. Can you hear me? Hello? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I heard that.
Okay. I switched over to our different Wi-Fi.
Okay, I think I can hear you, but I can't see you.
Oh, I can
I'm
see you and hear you.
okay.
Um, I think, like, that something that I've kinda noticed just at this age is, like, being just more secure in yourself
Yeah,
and knowing, like, at the end of the day, like, you have yourself, and if you feel good about yourself and, like, you have that confidence that you've found, then you're kind of just set.
yeah,
Because
and also, sorry, um, and also there's like a couple things in your life that if you have those things, you just kind of always feel at peace. And
Mhm,
obviously one of those is like religion and like
mhm,
Jesus. But then like even outside of that, if you I feel like if you have a good like core circle of people, you feel
mhm.
like no matter what happens, like you'll be fine because
Right.
you've got them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Like
I agree.
nothing else feels like there's not so much pressure on everything else because like even if not this, then
Right?
I have like the rest of my life. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think that it's also nice to know that all your eggs are not in one basket.
Yeah.
Like, if something doesn't work out, it's like, "Okay, this is something so microscopic in the big grand scheme of things." Like,
Yeah.
life will go on, and I have so many other great things in my life that will simply fill that space.
Hmm.
Um,
And also, I think, sorry, that has to
yeah.
do with like kind of having your priorities straight and realizing that like what things are temporary, what things are forever,
Mhm.
you know, what
Yeah.
actually truly matters and what only feels like it matters in the moment.
No, I definitely
And I feel
agree.
like I've kind of sorted through some of those things this year.
Yeah. Well, since we're feeling so, philosophical, I'll get out of order in my line of questions. And, um, this one's just not like, I mean, it's one of the last serious questions that I have
Okay.
is, what is something you do that is showing your old age? So, what inspired this question is recently I will do something, I'll be like, I'm literally getting so old. Like the joy that a good list will bring to me. I'm like, when did I turn 80? I don't recall. But and just like simple things like go knowing your sheets are washed, going to bed at a decent hour. I'm like, nothing fills my cup quite like that.
Okay. This is something that I've been thinking about so much. And I was actually just talking to my cousins about this the other day. Um, First of all, I talked about this a little bit, but when I got my vacuum, I've literally never been more excited to open a package. Like I was thinking about it the whole day.
Mhm.
And the same thing, like just generally furnishing my apartment, my couch, I looked out my window to see like literally the whole like the UPS gave me like a time slot that it would be delivered. I was sitting by the window the whole time. I was so excited. And those are kind of like big items. A vacuum's like not that big, but I was so excited and it works so well. I love to vacuum. That's one thing. Okay. Lists, of course. Everybody like you love a checked off to-do. After I
Mm.
check off a to-do list, I'll keep it in like my little pouch for a couple days just like to keep the satisfaction around.
So you know that, like, you got it done.
Yeah. Yeah, just like keep that serotonin going through my head.
Mhm.
Um Absolutely having clean sheets. That's the best feeling in the world. Getting a new skincare product, amazing.
Yes.
I was just thinking of another one. Honestly, like the feeling of having a full tank of gas. Great.
No. Today, I went and got my oil changed like a brave little soldier.
You
I
really
hate
were?
going to get my oil changed, but the feeling when I got in my car, maintenance light off, my mileage, it said oil 100%. I was like, my cup runneth over, and I
Yeah.
can drive down the road with just this peace and knowing that my, is it PSI on your
I
tires?
have no idea.
Pressure or PIS? One of the
This
two.
is outside the realm of what I
My
know.
tires were checked, their pressure was checked, they're good. My blinkers, good. My air filter was bad, but they don't have it, so it's fine. But my oil's good. My windshield wiper fluid filled back up. I was like, "Dang, this feels good."
It's
Was it terrifying pulling into the auto center at Walmart? Yes, it was. Was it terrifying telling them what oil I needed and how many miles I had on my car? Yes, I was scared. But I did it, and I'm so glad.
You did it and you survived.
But it just feels good.
It does. And like just the feeling of like take like, doing your whole nighttime routine, laying down in your bed at night, like having gotten groceries, having written a to-do list for the next day, having for me all my readings done for the next day and like I'm prepared for class. Just like the feeling of like having your life together for a moment. Absolutely
Cosplaying an adult.
unparalleled. Yeah, literally. Also, my planner, my like physical written planner, I like to write things, not just use like the Outlook
Mhm.
calendar or whatever. Just looking at it, it makes me feel like joy.
Oh, yeah. When I was in nursing school, I would write almost unnecessary things, like things that I knew I was gonna get done, no
Yes.
problem. I'd still write them down because you know what? It's getting checked and highlighted,
Mhm.
and it's color coded,
Yep.
and there's stickers involved, and I was just beyond overjoyed. And I
Yeah.
wanna bring back my planner, um, for what I don't really know, like, I know when I work, I don't really need it, but I want it back. I want that feeling back, so
It's such a
maybe
nice
I need a new
feeling.
planner.
And I love my planner. I want to send you the link. This is another reason we need an Amazon storefront.
Now we just don't have enough followers.
Come on, guys. Let us have
Yeah,
an
pull
Amazon
it
storefront.
together. Um, okay, so next question. What has been your favorite moment of your 22nd year? This is kind of a big question. It kind of goes with your rosebud thorn, so if you want to save it, you can.
I'll do individual moment, and we've talked about this before, but it's just been on my mind a lot. One of the best, it's going to be really hard to choose the very best. The Kentucky Derby was a high because it was like so close. Me and Ryan, we're having like so much fun. Um, so like literally the moment of the race, um,
Yeah, that's crazy.
was up there. Also, the moment that we've talked about before is walking by Taylor Swift's house, singing happy birthday to her. That was in my 22nd year, so I can include that.
Yeah.
That was literally like one of my favorite moments of my life.
Mhm.
Um, let's see. And then like probably like getting my LSAT score, my good one, not my bad one. Um, getting
Yeah,
in here, getting like, you know,
just a lot of bittersweet moments
yeah,
for sure.
all the law school stuff, finishing my closed memo, you know, getting cold called for the
Going
first
up to
time.
class this morning,
Yeah.
not quitting.
Yeah. Surviving my first month. Yeah. So anyway, there's been a lot of like kind of pivotal moments, I feel like. But those are some of my
Yeah.
favorites.
I just realized I've been swiveling in this chair the entire time. I'm sorry if that's, like, super distracting. I'm gonna try to stop. Um, The next question I have was inspired by the What We Said podcast. It has literally nothing to do really with you. It's just your opinion. Um, who is more talented in your opinion? Justin Bieber or Harry Styles?
Okay, I don't really feel like I know enough about Justin Bieber to answer this question because I kind of feel like Justin Bieber's the correct answer, but I feel like it's Harry Styles, Like in my
Yeah.
heart, I feel like it's Harry Styles. What do you think?
I don't know. I'm just like I was such a Justin fan growing up and still am. So I
I
feel like
was
to
it growing
say
up, but
Harry,
now I love like Haley, so
yeah. But I just feel like it'd be a stab in his back and like he's been through so much. So this is one time that we will flip sides and I can say Justin and you can say Harry.
yeah.
Um but I just wanted to know your thoughts because like he does have an amazing voice.
Did I ask you that off the air? Because I
Mm-mm.
thought I should. I didn't?
No.
Oh, well, I literally said in my head, like, oh my gosh, I have to ask Mally that.
I think Harry Styles is just like almost more iconic. You know, One Direction was such a big moment in our lives
Yeah.
that unfortunately ended too soon, gone too soon, but not forgotten.
Rip.
Um, so his just like whole demeanor and his whole vibe and aura is just so incredible. And Justin's kind of like Adam Sandler almost with the way he dresses and some
Yeah.
of the things he does. I'm just like, okay, what's going on? But then there's like the whole him and Selena of it all. But we need to focus on their talent. Talent, I might get hate, but I'm gonna say Justin.
I don't think you'll get hate. I think that that's probably true because like on what we said they were saying that he's like a generational talent. Like that he's incredible. But I haven't seen his documentary that they were talking about, so I think I might just
Neither
be
have I.
out of the loop. I don't know.
My sister had like 50 posters of him in her room
I
when
remember
growing up.
that actually
It was
vaguely.
like a shrine. So I just wanted your opinion on that. Okay, and this is my last question before you do your rosebud thorn.
Okay.
And it is, I think you're really gonna like this question, and I think I already know the answer. Which public figure has had the most impact on your 22nd year of life?
Oh my
So
god.
like who have you been like idolizing, not idolizing, but like looking up to, trying to incorporate their lifestyle into yours, their your muse.
Um, I don't know. Who do you think I'm gonna say?
I thought you would say potentially Hailey Bieber a little.
Oh, I love Haley Bieber. Also love Sabrina Carpenter. Not that like you can really take anything from Sabrina Carpenter because my life and her life are like complete opposites, I feel like.
No, but I'm just thinking like skincare, style, lifestyle habits. Just like someone,
Yeah.
if you needed inspiration, you're going to their page.
Hmm.
Or their style is something you look up
You
to.
know actually who it probably is as of late. I don't probably not my entire 22nd year, but like kind of recently is all of the tennis girlfriends and like that girl who is a MLB girlfriend.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
I can't remember Peyton. Is
I
that
don't know
her
their
name?
names.
But yeah, I'm kind of like into the sports girlfriends right now.
Yeah,
For especially for like style for clothes,
yeah.
and skincare and hair. So,
I don't know, I just feel like we all kind of have like a couple, but like
yeah.
one person you're just kind of like obsessed with their every movement.
Well, it's Sabrina Carpenter. Like I could watch Sabrina Carpenter videos literally all day. Like I'm
I hate
obsessed
that
with her.
she doesn't look bad
No, never.
ever.
Her like dance. She's so raunchy, but I can't stop watching it.
So raunchy.
It's like I
No, it's like
cannot take
crap.
my eyes off of her. I want more on my TikTok. Like she's addictive. I'm obsessed with her.
I'm so excited to go. I wish you were going so bad, but like,
Yeah.
sorry, I'm gonna have to go.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna try. Well, I need to plug my laptop up, but we could just risk it. We can just risk it. We'll go
How
ahead.
much do you have left? We're
Not.
almost done.
I have five, but it's kind of like going up and down. So.
Okay, just quickly. All
Um.
right, now quickly, we are going to do your rosebud thorn.
Okay. So my rose of my 22nd year. So the very best part. This is really, really tough, but I'm gonna like obviously starting law school is something that I always pretty much wanted to do, except for like a few years when I was a teenager and was like rebelling against everything I knew, as you do. Um, but yeah, so it's something that I always thought I wanted to do, but I would always be like, oh yeah, maybe if I'm like in law school one day. So being here, doing this, figuring it all out is probably truthfully my rose. Um, but that kind of like I kind of hate that because it discounts like all the people in my life that are
No. Well, all the people made you who you are
You're
and
right.
have brought you this far, so I think that that's a good
You're
roast.
right. And I am glad that
Sure.
I've done this with the people that I have by my side, by my side. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I
Me?
feel, of course. Also, I keep forgetting, like for podcast reasons, that we started a podcast during our 22nd year.
Yeah.
Like that's a big
No.
that's a big thing that
That
we did.
that is a very big thing.
The
Very.
podcast is for sure also a part of my rose, but we're not supposed to talk about the podcast on the podcast, so
Yeah, except when we hit our 1 year.
of course, then we're only going to be talking about it. Okay, now I have 3%, so I'm going to talk fast. My bud of my 22nd year. Um, my grandmother died, and just a couple years ago, my other grandmother died. So I've been kind of having like not an existential crisis, but like, a little bit. It just
For sure.
makes you realize stuff that you maybe don't want to realize yet about life and death and the cycle of things. So I'd say something about that, something in that area is my um thorn. Sorry, up thorn. And my bud is probably sort of like seeing where I might live in the in the upcoming years. That's kind of like a small one, but yeah, I'm excited about
Oh
that
my
because,
goodness.
like next summer I might work at like a firm somewhere and then possibly work in that same city again if I like it. So just kind of figuring out a little bit more of the trajectory of my life in the next year.
No, it's crazy.
Um, yeah, so yeah,
Only big girl decisions from here, unfortunately.
true, unfortunately.
Well, I hope that you've loved this episode. I love talking about you.
Thanks. I just want to say, I feel like 23 is kind of, well, maybe 24, but 23 and 24 are sort of our last like kid year.
Young.
After,
Yeah,
when you're 25, you have to grow up.
you're
Sorry,
old.
you do.
It's time to be an adult.
Yeah.
Um, I'm so excited to celebrate your birthday. I'm so excited for you to have your birthday.
Me too.
I hope that it is everything that you've dreamed of. Just dream small,
I
and you
have
won't
been
be
dreaming small.
disappointed.
Somebody said something to me about it at school today, and I was like, oh my gosh, my birthday's next week. I didn't even think of it. So,
You've been so busy, which might be a good thing.
true,
You're distracted.
true.
Anyways, everyone, wish LG the happiest birthday ever in existence. Maybe it'll be magical because we have a podcast
Probably.
now. But we hope that you all have a great week, but we hope LG's is better. We'll see you all next week with something so super exciting, so stay tuned. See ya. Love ya.